Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, concerning what's going on in South Africa, which the white people are trying to take over South Africa in food. What is your take on what is going on in South Africa?
Well, it's unfortunate that South Africa is an experiment for what we call neo-imperialism. And to deepen the unfortunate incident is that the white are succeeding. The black South Africans today worship the white supposed South Africans, which are the white supremacists. Today, the black South Africans will rather fight their co-black Africans over fighting the white guys who have the larger stake in their economy, who have the larger stake to the farm ownership, who have the larger stake when it comes to business ownership. This is the situation of Nigeria today. And that makes me to beg the question, why did Nelson Mandela, why was he incarcerated for over 20 years? Nelson Mandela was in prison for the emancipation of the black mind. He was in the prison for the emancipation of the black South Africans. He was in prison for equity, justice, and fairness. In South Africa today, I think we have about 4 places whereby if a black South African steps his foot in there, he will be dead and gone. So the situation that is going on in South Africa today is a successful experimentation of what is called neo-imperialism. Even after the slavery has been long ended, we can see that there's still what we call meta slavery going on in South Africa, whereby the blacks seal themselves lower to the whites within the same contraption that is owned by the blacks. When the white white colonists, when they invaded South Africa, the king, the Zulu king, fought tooth and nail, all right, to repel the imperialists. But along the line, the black king was defeated, and then South Africa became a colony. After several years of colonization, just shortly before they gained their freedom, Nigeria was a major role player that helped South Africa to gain its independence. But today, South Africa, at the call of Nigeria, will do everything possible to kick away, to detach its relationship. Your co-black Africa. Nigeria spent over $10 to $20 billion as aid, humanitarian aid, when the xenophobic attacks on the black South Africans was extremely high by the white South Africans. But what do we have today? The black South Africans have turned their backs against their fellow black Africans, like Nigeria. They started with the racism. They started with Nigeria must go back. They disgraced Chidinma because she has a Nigerian root, a very brilliant and beautiful girl. And at the end of the day, when that tournament was ended, it was a white lady with, I think she had, if I'm not mistaken, maybe she had a Korean blood. I don't know, but she's white. And we could see the black South Africans jubilating. It's a shame. It's a shame that my fellow black Africans, as of today, are still suffering from what we call mental slavery. And this is why I so much respect Malema. Malema is a parliamentarian of the EFF who is pro-Pan-Africanism. This is a man who has said that if it's going to cost him his presidency just because he says that black first, so be it. But the South African youth still voted against him just because he said he would not chase away black immigrants above white immigrants. He says before he starts chasing away black immigrants, let us ensure we seize power from the white supremacists within their economy. Let me tell you, we have to be sincere. South Africa don't have economic freedom. The richest man in South Africa today, Rupert, is a white man. When you look at their businesses, majority of the stakeholders there are white. If you look at the farms, houses, the majority shareholders, the stakeholders are what? Are white. Take a look at MTN Holdings. MTN Holdings is not owned by blacks. So what that means is that the blacks in South Africans within their land are slaves, and indeed they are happy slaves on their homeland. It's an unfortunate situation, and I want to use this opportunity to call on my fellow black Africans who by venture in this instance are South Africans, that they must wake up, that the first freedom every man must attain is what we call mental freedom. You must emancipate yourself from mental slavery before you go for physical and every other form of what? Of freedom. Thank you for having me.